Hey guys, this is Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews. Today we are actually going to do a little bit different. I'm actually going to tell you a little bit about my journey with weightlifting, kind of my story, and then talk about what I have done to change. And that is with the Legion coaching app. I'm actually really excited about it, but I do want to tell you a little bit about my story. Okay, so first let's go back like 4 or 5 years ago. I was like 120 pounds. I just had my last baby and I was rock climbing a ton. I will insert some badass clips of me rock climbing, although I am not very good. We're just going to act like I was. But the goal was always to get stronger with rock climbing. And so I went ahead and picked up weightlifting thinking like, okay, I'm gonna work on my pulling strength. I'm gonna work on like my pushing strength and I'm gonna be a better rock climber. But it turns out I ended up loving weightlifting more, which has kind of brought me here today. But first, before we continue, make sure you're subscribed to our channel so you can continue to see videos, not like this one, because this is kind of a different video, but if you want to see videos of reviews of gym equipment, whatever else, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to go ahead and sign up for the Legion coaching app, we do have a link below the like button that you can go ahead, click, get connected with a coach, get connected with Legion, and then be on your journey to being shredded just like me. Charles, your jingles are going to pick up on camera. Okay, so here's where I was. Again, I was like 120 pounds. I had very little muscle. Like when I say I had very little muscle, like that is not an understatement, okay? I'm being very honest. Went ahead, started weightlifting. As I got into CrossFit, as I got into weightlifting, I realized like one of the best things I could do was actually put on weight if I wanted to lift heavier. I put on about 15 pounds in about 2 years. I was honestly pretty psyched. I was like happy with my body. I was performing well in the gym. My lifts were something that I was like really proud of. And overall, I was just really excited. But then I started thinking like, okay, I put on all of this muscle. Like I kind of wanted to be able to see that. I just thought like, let's maybe look into the idea of doing a cut. When that happened, like literally simultaneously, my company reached out and was like, hey, will you test out this programming by Legion? It's their coaching program. And I was like, sure. And I wasn't even sold on the idea of doing a cut yet, but I went ahead, went to their website, filled out a lengthy questionnaire. I mean, this was like an involved questionnaire. They do take a lot into account. It took me probably like 30 minutes to fill out all the forms and then send them their way. They went ahead, got in contact with me, and on the questions, they had things like, what was my experience? What was my activity level? What was my training like? What type of coaching was I looking for? Was I looking for somebody who was encouraging? Was I looking for somebody who was gonna, critique my form? What was it that I wanted out of this experience? They took all that into account and then matched me up with my coach. So a couple days later, my coach emailed me, we set up a call. His name is Corey. And that first initial call, I really didn't know what I wanted out of the experience. I just was like, well, maybe like a little mini cut, maybe like lose like 5 pounds, build some strength up. And he was like, okay, well, I think we could push it a little bit more. Like he was actually really encouraging, super knowledgeable. And so after our conversation, we decided to do like a 10 to 12 week cut and just kind of see where I landed. He even said like, hey, we could do 8 weeks and then reassess. We can do 10 weeks and then reassess. And so each step of the way, we kind of were like reassessing where my goals were, what I wanted out of the programming, how I was feeling, and then kind of went from there. Another thing that I was actually really nervous about, I have come from like an Olympic lifting background, I've come from a CrossFit background. I haven't done more of like a bodybuilding style or like progressive overloading program ever in my life. And so I was actually really nervous that I was going to lose a lot of muscle mass. I was gonna lose a lot of strength through this process. And I honestly reached out to him a million times and was like, hey, I'm not gonna lose muscle, right? Like I'm gonna feel okay. And he was always like, we'll reassess each week. Like we'll take it day by day. Like we'll check in and see how you feel. So just having a coach there kind of like walking me through the process, I think is like the #1 thing that I can positively say about this programming. I think that even like experienced weightlifters are kind of like, what could a coach offer me, right? Like I have all the experience in the gym. I have all of the knowledge in the gym. Why would I want to pay somebody just to be my coach when I already know what I am doing? And I would honestly say that's probably like a bad mindset to have. Like the value and the accountability that a coach offers, I think is totally underestimated because yes, the programming that Corey came up with was really great for my body. My body responded really well to it. I actually loved it and even like mentally just felt better going into the gym. but it was the accountability and the coaching that kept me on track. And when I had bad days, when I had bad lifting days, whatever, like having a coach there to be like, hey, I'm only deadlifting this amount. I'm feeling bad. I didn't sleep well. And having him be there to be like, okay, well, let's readjust this. Let's take out this. Let's shorten this. And like the response that he gave was very quick. And that's just not with Corey, that's with all Legion coaches. Depending on what tier you decide to do, and they do have a couple tier options, but the highest level tier, you are in constant contact with your coach. So on the app, you actually have a button, you can go ahead and just message them. So if I had a question while I was lifting, or if I needed like my form checked while I was lifting, I would go ahead, shoot him a video, shoot him a question, and he was able to respond fairly quickly. Maybe not immediately sometimes, but at least within like a couple hours. So when Corey went ahead and programmed my program, we did 5-day split, and it's more on the higher volume, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's right for you. Your coach and you will kind of assess what your goals are, where you want to be. Do you want to build strength? Well, if you want to build strength, your coach is probably going to give you a lower rep scheme and maybe some drop sets. If you are newer to lifting, like you're not going to have the higher volume that I had. So I went ahead and reached out to Legion, and I was like, basically, okay, I've been lifting for a while, but is this program still good for those who are a beginner, or is this program good for those who even have more experience in the gym than I do? And obviously they're gonna say yes, but I actually do agree with him because again, all of the programming is individualized. And so this isn't just some program that you're gonna buy. This isn't just some app that you're gonna buy and everybody's gonna get the same programming and everybody's gonna get the same coaching. I mean, I've done Caliber. Caliber was a great app, but you're kind of lumped in with this like group fitness, right? So I am doing the same lift that somebody who is a beginner is doing. I am doing the same lift that somebody who is like a much more experienced lifter is than I am. And so it's not as personalized, whereas with Legion, all of it is personalized. Okay, so let's talk about the coaches that Legion has, right? Like what certifications do they have? All of them do have some certification, whether that's a CPT or somebody who's gone to school for fitness or somebody who's gone to school has degrees in nutrition. All of them have some level of coaching, some level of certification, and some level of degree. So you know that not just anybody can like walk off the street and basically tell you what to do, right? I got lucky because I actually jived. Do people still say jive? Jived really well with my coach. Like he was encouraging when I needed encouragement, but also kind of like held me back. If you know me, you know that just like intensity is probably my middle name. And so sometimes Corey would be like, hey, you know, chill, like that's okay. You don't have to kill yourself in the gym all the time. And so I got lucky that my first experience, my first coach was somebody that I felt like really understood where I was at. But if you do sign up for the programming and you do get a coach that you don't like, you can definitely change coaches. That isn't like frowned upon because Legion obviously wants you to have a really good experience. So if you go ahead and sign up for the programming and you decide that, man, this coach just isn't working for me, reach out, let them know. They are happy to let you change coaches and make sure that you find a coach that's gonna work really well for you. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the nutrition side. So I did the nutrition side as well. Legion went ahead and found all of my macros for me. One thing that I really liked was the app actually connects with MyFitnessPal. So you can do the free version of MyFitnessPal and connect it to the Legion app, or you can go ahead and pay for MyFitnessPal and connect it. Either way is fine. I like to pay for it because I like having access to the barcode like scanner thing. It just makes my life so much easier. But what that does is it creates a lot of accountability because your coach can see literally everything you're eating. Obviously, you can lie about it. I wouldn't recommend it. You're not gonna see results if you lie about your progress. But like there was a couple times where I was running around. I mean, I have 4 kids. Like they have sports, they have volleyball, they have horseback riding lessons. I have a job. Like, you know, it's chaos here sometimes. And we would be running out and I would grab Taco Bell and I would message him and be like, hey, just ignore that taco. Like, don't worry about the Taco Bell that I just ate. And he would respond like, well, does it fit in your macros? Are you hitting your protein goal? And I was like, well, yeah. And he's like, great, I don't care. And so I think that I had come from this idea where it was like, if I wanted to get shredded, I had to eat super clean and I had to be like 100% consistent. And that's not Legion's approach. If you've read any of Mike Matthews' books, you know that. I mean, honestly, the guy is so full of wisdom. But essentially, Corey just preached like, hit your calorie target and then hit your protein goal. The fats and the carbs can be negotiable and be like 60% consistent. If you're at least 60% consistent, you're gonna see results. And for me, that was 100% true. Okay, so let's talk about the app itself, right? Like, I'm sold on the coaching program. I hope you are too, because honestly, I think that it's fantastic. But the app itself, what is that like? What is the user interface like? It is actually a pretty generic app, and I think that it's probably one that they've gotten from Trainerize. Trainerize is an app that almost anybody can sign up for and then use that. So let's say I'm a personal trainer, then I can go ahead and give my clients access to the Trainerize app and have them use that. That's essentially what Legion has done. But I don't think that that is a bad thing, because the Trainerize app or the Legion app is actually really great. So on my home screen, I can go ahead and see exactly what I need to do for the day. So I know I need to track my stats. I know that I need to enter in my food, and then I know what programming I'm doing that day. On the home screen, it also has things like how many steps did I take that day, or how long did I sleep, or it also has my updated body progress pictures, which, full disclosure, I hated taking body progress pictures. I complained every time. It was not something I liked, but I'm actually so glad I did it, because you're really able to see the progress that I made over those past 12 weeks. If you go to another section on the app, it'll tell you basically what your week will look like in terms of your programming. So did your coach enter in all of your lifting for the week? Did he enter in any sort of extra HIIT workouts? Did he enter in any sort of mobility work? And so it's a really good way to just kind of get an idea of what your week looks like and know what to expect as you're going into that week. Legion also went ahead and sent me over essentially a full nutrition plan. Now, I used it a couple times, but I kind of got into the groove of tracking macros, and I kind of figured out what worked for me. And it was basically just eating super simple and eating a lot of the same things, although it didn't get boring. Like, for whatever reason, I was able to kind of figure out how to make it work for me, and actually really enjoyed the process. The other thing I liked about it was, there were a couple times where I would start feeling like a little fatigued in the gym, or for whatever reason, like, let's be honest, like, I'm a woman. I have different cycles throughout the month. During certain cycles, you feel more fatigued. And Corey would go, hey, you're looking like you're not lifting as heavy, or how are you feeling, or did you sleep well? And I would just be honest and be like, yeah, I'm actually feeling like trash. And he'd be like, okay, let's do a deload week, or let's do a refeed weekend. And I didn't know that I needed that. And honestly, I kind of pushed back a little bit, and I was like, no, I'm making so much progress. I don't want to do a deload week. Or like, no, I'm making so much progress. I don't want to eat extra calories this weekend. But my body 100% needed that. And having that coach basically have access to what I was eating, how I was training, and being able to look over those numbers really provided me with a lot of benefit. Another thing about the home screen that is actually my favorite is it shows my achievements. And if you know anything about me, you know that that's all I live for, okay? I just want to achieve things. So what it says is, over the past 12 weeks on reverse dumbbell lunges, I have lifted over 1,630 pounds, which I think is actually really good. It also shows when I have achieved a new heavy lift. So if I have done a new heavy deadlift, it will give me an achievement. And then it also tells me every time I complete a certain amount of HIIT workouts. So I have done over 10 hours of HIIT workouts in the past 12 weeks. I didn't know that that was a thing that I could earn at the beginning. I actually yelled at my coach and told him, why didn't he tell me I could earn badges initially, because that's all I live for. So I'm letting you guys know now, in case you're competitive at all like me, this is something to look out for. So on the Legion website, it actually says that over 5,000 people have used their coaching program, and they have a 91% success rate. Obviously, you can measure success different ways, but for me, I think that that means that people were happy with the results that they got. They were happy with the programming, and a lot of those clients have continued to do month after month. On their website, they basically say, like, this is not a long-term thing. Essentially, like, catch a man a fish, he eats for a day, teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. I think that that's the overall goal of Legion. Like, they are not trying to get you to stay in the programming. Their whole goal is to create healthy habits and make you a happier person, have more knowledge, and then be able to achieve the goals that you have set out for yourself without the external coaching. Another thing that I do think is really cool about the Legion coaching program is that they basically have a money back guarantee. Now, if you read on their website, that doesn't mean like, hey, I've completed 12 weeks, I'm not happy with my results, I'm gonna go ahead and ask for my money back. No, you basically have 1 month. So give yourself 4 weeks. If you don't like the coaching, if you don't like the programming, if you don't like whatever, they will return your money, but you have to do it within that first month. So before I tell you kind of my stats, I just wanna say like the biggest thing that Legion has preached to me and the biggest thing that I can say to you is like, give it a chance, like trust the process. That was something that was really hard for me to do initially, but I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad that I stuck with it. I'm glad I was consistent. Like there might be times if you are cutting that you step on the scale and your weight has gone up, even though you feel like you've eaten so clean and you've done everything you could to like make sure you are on track. You just have a human body and human bodies are weird sometimes. And I would complain and I'd be like, Corey, you know, I gained 2 pounds. I've been doing so good. I've been working so hard. And literally like he seemed so not worried about it. He was just like, just trust the process. Just trust the process. I went ahead and reached out to Legion, asked them a couple questions and was like, what's the biggest piece of advice you can give to somebody who's wanting to start a program like this? And they were like, trust the process. So I think there is something to that. Now, one call out I do have, before I tell you the stats that I hit at the end, on their website, they don't have any sort of pricing listed. I actually don't like that. I wish that it was just like this clear cut. These are the 3 tiers. Here's what you get in each tier, and here is what the monthly cost is for each tier. I know that it's a bigger price tag for the top tier, so some people might be turned off by that fact, but overall, I mean, that's my one big call out to this is just the fact that they don't have prices listed on their website. Overall, my experience has been really great. I think if you're interested in all, definitely reach out to them, get that consultation call, and just see where you're at. There's no pressure to obviously do it. Okay, so there is no pricing on the Legion website, which I think is a miss, but I went ahead, reached out to Legion, and they answered me back with a couple of my questions. One of them regarding what is the pricing option. There are a couple different tiers, but for their VIP, like one-on-one coaching services, it's $250 to $700 a month, depending on essentially like what tier you are going to get. Now they do have a coaching membership program that they are getting ready to launch. By the time this video comes out, it might have already been launched, but that's gonna be $50 a month. That is more of like a self-guided option with general support from the Legion team. So there is a wide range of price options that you can go ahead and choose from. Obviously, I do wish they were listed on the website, but that's why you watch my channel, right? Because I get you the inside scoop on things like this. Okay, so what you've all been waiting for, right? My accomplishments. I know that's what I am waiting for. I'm just kidding. I do want to kind of give voice to the fact that the program does work. I mean, despite being in a deficit, but despite losing 12 pounds, I was still able to gain muscle during that time. And that is because of the programming, like the lifts that I was doing in conjunction with the nutrition and the high protein that I was eating. I think that it all just worked together beautifully. I'm really happy with my results. But I went ahead, I lost 12 pounds. I lost like 2.5 inches off my waist. I increased my overall back squat by 10 pounds in that 12 weeks while being in a deficit. I also increased my deadlift by 30 pounds. Now I love deadlift. I try really hard on deadlift, so that's kind of not a surprise to me, but I was really excited about that. And then also increased my bench by 15 pounds during that 12 weeks. So overall, obviously I'm psyched by my results, which is why I'm talking about it. And let us know if you are gonna try this coaching program by Legion. I would love to hear about it. I'd love to hear about your experience, what level of tier you're going to do, and then just like what your goals are. Let us know in the comments below. This has been Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews.